Political realignments begin as Road to 2027 widens the scope of consultations amongst political gladiators. The face-off between the State House of Assembly and Executive Rivers State deepens. Legislators list 19 sins of Governor Fubara as ground for impeachment. Plus, groups back Senate to resist intimidation as Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's confrontation with the institution rumbles on. We have these and more on our lineup on Political Update. I'm Fisayo Ogunfuyi. Welcome. The Labour Party's presidential candidate in the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, and Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State have drawn the attention of Nigerians to the importance of patriotism and national unity, which they said is essential for national growth and development. The call was made during the meeting between the two political leaders in Bauchi with a view to joining hands for the betterment of Nigeria as a nation.
This is a consultation meeting by presidential candidates of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, with Governor Bala Mohammed on the challenges affecting the country's democracy. The two political leaders are of the belief that the country's socio-economic and political stability can only be achieved if there is unity among its people toward achieving a common goal.
I want us to collaborate. I want us to come together as a body and everything, but I want us to discuss what we are going to do together to build a better place for our children, to build a better Nigeria. That is more critical than anything.
Coming together to work together, irrespective of party, irrespective of region, irrespective of religion, irrespective of anything, as statesmen, as Nigerians, and as politicians, and because we believe in one thing, that is service to the people.
Tackling poverty and unemployment, strengthening the fight of anti-corruption and promotion of inter-ethnic dialogue were the issues that the meeting believed will help Nigeria to achieve its targets.
The Rivers State's House of Assembly has resolved to publish in 3 national newspapers alleged gross misconduct it has leveled against Governor Similaye Fubara and Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Udu. The House, at its 137th sitting led by Martins Amewule, made the resolution during the plenary pursuant to Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Assembly correspondent reports.
3 items on the other paper for consideration by the House were publication of alleged gross misconduct imputed to the office of the governor and that of the deputy governor in 3 national newspapers, call for EFCC to investigate the secretary to the state government over alleged unauthorized spending of appropriation bill, an amendment to the standing orders. Speaking on the allegations raised by the lawmakers, Speaker Martin Amewule said he was displeased that several letters and resolutions of the House were rejected by the governor and his officials.
Distinguished colleagues, we are all aware of the difficult times we are in, a period where a governor of a state who swore to an oath of office to abide by the Constitution will be directing staff of the government not to receive correspondence from us. We have made every effort through courier, through personal service, and the governor makes it impossible for communication or correspondence from this house to get to him. To this day, governor has never responded to all those correspondences.
Leader of the House, Major Jack, led the debate, moving a motion that the letters be published in national dailies to ensure that information gets to the appropriate quarters. The Deputy Speaker raised the allegation that the office of the SSG has been spending taxpayers' funds without authorization, hence the call for Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to investigate the matter. On amendment to the standing orders, Chairman Committee on Standing Orders, Linda Stewart, recommended that a new rule be added to all the 5, which will allow the House to sit at any day or time when it becomes necessary in public interest or emergencies. The House unanimously agreed on all 3 resolutions. Sitting has been adjourned indefinitely.
Meanwhile, the Lagos State High Court, sitting in Ikeja, has reserved judgment in the originating summons filed by the reinstated Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, and rulings on the applications by the Defense Council challenging the constitutionality of the removal of the plaintiff on the 13th of January 2025.
Justice Yetne Pinero of the Lagos State High Court in Ikeja has dismissed an application seeking a change of counsel representing the Lagos State House of Assembly in a suit filed by the reinstated Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, who is challenging his removal. She says Femi Falana SAN remains the competent and duly authorized counsel to represent the House of Assembly, the first defendant in the case. Justice Pinero added that the suit filed by Olalekan Onofeko challenging his suspension as the clerk of the House of Assembly at the National Industrial Court, Lagos, is yet to be determined, and that facts in the substantive suit filed by Mr. Obasa have been raised in the present application, which she cannot delve into at this stage. Mr. Falana, who said he hasn't been debriefed, added that the National Industrial Court has since denied ordering the reinstatement of former clerk of the Lagos House of Assembly. Abimbola Akeredolu SAN, representing Obasa on other matters, argued that the application was tied to unresolved substantive issues in the case, while Oludaramola, representing 33 of the 40 lawmakers, the 3rd and 35th defendants, claimed the majority of lawmakers had suspended Onofeko and retained Falana, accusing the opposing side of misinterpreting the National Industrial Court's order. In another application filed by Falana to rule out the case, the counsel argued that the court does not possess the jurisdiction to interfere in matters of the Assembly. He noted that the Speaker of the House of Assembly was elected by members of the Assembly and can be removed from seat only by the members. Justice Yetne Pinero, however, reserved judgment on the originating summons, saying a date for the judgment will be communicated to all parties concerned.
Okay, from Lagos to Rivers, or Rivers to Lagos and to other parts of the country, so many issues as far as the state houses of assembly are concerned. Now let's welcome our guest, Senator Itayenan, former senior special assistant advisor to the president on National Assembly matters, joins us today. Now, many say you are one of the most qualified Nigerians to talk about the legislature, having served as councillor, state assembly member House of Representatives, and as a senator. Now, how would you describe, happenings in the Rivers State House of Assembly? Just yesterday, as you saw in our report, members of the State Assembly listed 19 offenses allegedly committed by Governor Sim Fubara as grounds for impeachment. The things need to degenerate to this impasse. Let me welcome you first before you answer.
Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me, and apologies for that. For a few times you've invited me, I haven't been disposed to appear. Thank God I'm here now. Thank you very much.
So you've seen, this face-off. The things need to, degenerate to this point where, the gloves are off.
I am very sorry that I regret, and I want to say that Rivers State, who did this to you? Rivers State, who did this to you? Because the last time we had a stable and a legitimate House of Assembly performing its functions as a House of Assembly was under Governor Odili from 1999 to 2007. From 2007 to 2015, or thereabout, under Amechi, the House of Assembly was in chains. From 2015 to 2023, under Wike, the House of Assembly was in chains, was in real chains. And everything that would have made the House of Assembly work failed. The House of Assembly under these two governors were like parastatals. And again, this time, it has been brought from the chain, removed from their hands and their legs, and hung on their neck of the House of Assembly. Rivers State, who did this to you? And Rivers State was one of the instances we cited when we sat as Presidential Implementation Committee on the Autonomy of State Judiciary and State Legislature. And we examined what it went through under Amechi's administration and what it went through under the Wike's administration. And we took the example of what the House of Assembly went through in Edo State and what it went through under some other states, and decided to create some pathway, and then we made Executive Order 10 just to make sure that the House of Assembly was free. When it was set aside by the Supreme Court, we got it inserted in Section 121 of the Constitution. Now, I am happy for once that the House of Assembly, for once, has been able to stand up, whether they get it to the end or not. And I'm praying that they don't get it to the end, the question of impeachment. But the governor should be brought to its knees for once as an example to other governors in this country, to show them that man is mighty, but God is almighty. The governor have always tried to be mighty, but let the House of Assembly for once, even right or wrong, show that they can be more almighty than the governor. The governor, I've never met him. I don't know him, but he has done great wrong to the judiciary. He deserves all that he has gotten. But then we should think of the welfare of the people of Rivers State. I do not support the extent that the House of Assembly did go. But they were pushed to go to that length by the intransigence of the governor and all his advisors. The greatest sacrilege he has committed is like pulling down his father's house and dancing on the grave. He is taking bulldozer to go and pull down the House of Assembly so that the House of Assembly had nowhere to sit. So the face-off is reasonable, but I think that the parties should come together. I want to urge the Minister of the FCT, you've exercised and exerted enough powers. Please, let's get to the table. Your Excellency, the Governor, I am happy that you have received what you have received from the House of Assembly. You deserve it, but calm down and come to the table. All the parties should come to the table.
All right, let me look at it. Before we look at, like I said, you are highly qualified to speak about this, having gone through the legislature from the grassroots, talking about councillorship, down to State Assembly, and of course the National Assembly, both at the House of Representatives and the Senate. But when you look at all this, apart from looking at the theory of separation of powers and the respect between these arms of government, apart from that, you've seen that it seems to me as if those who have been singing discordant tunes may not even necessarily be the principal actors. They seem to have been advised, in such a way that this collision course seemed inevitable.
I don't understand. I didn't get you.
I'm talking about the two, the principal actors. Talking about the governor and his godfather.
Yes.
Perhaps that's where the genesis of this problem came from.
Yes.
It seems as if, those in those camps, the advisors of these two principal actors, may not have been giving them the right advice, leading to this impasse.
I think the question of advice should have started immediately the governor took power. And there was a disconnect between him and the godfather, now the minister of the Federal Capital Territory. But it ought to have been nipped in the bud. But the governor felt, and everybody that is elected as governor, I think there is something that there is called demon of office. Even if a pope, sorry, let me not go that far. Even if the Reverend Father is elected, like you have in Benue State, immediately after taking power, he forgot everything about humanism. He is now God. He is now, quote unquote, a God. So I think there is something that is called demon of office, that immediately you get there, it inflicts you. You take that you are mightier than the mighty.
Don't let us forget that you also, displayed your credentials of wanting to be a governor too. You have to be careful because of this spirit you are talking about.
Yes. I contested for the governor of Akwa Ibom State. But I know as a lawyer, and I have always been an advocate of executive, legislative collaboration. There is independence of each arm of government, but they are both interdependent. The governor cannot exist without the House of Assembly. It is the governor, executive, the legislature, with the speaker and members, legislature, and the chief judge and judges as the judiciary that makes up the government. But the governor and the executive have always behaved as if the legislatures as houseboys and the judiciary are their errant men. So, for once, let them feel it, and for once, let the House of Assembly go, but let them not go too far. I want to say that as of today, the political heat in Rivers is at the boiling point, and the governor has seemed to be calming down. It seems to be what they say, be calming down. Be calming down has reached the governor's desk. I want to urge the House of Assembly members and my brother, the FCT minister, it is time to have the table and talk, because the boiling point will not just boil in Rivers. It will boil on the economy of the country. It will boil on the APC. It will boil on the political space. It will boil on the future of these young men and women who are members of the State House of Assembly. And the members of the State House of Assembly should not forget that they have just resurrected. They have come back to life. They were dead. They were politically dead, legislatively dead, having purportedly or attempted to defect. But the Supreme Court, in the exercise of their jurisdiction as a policy court, said that they were not in the House of Assembly to defect, because the House of Assembly where they were to sit and defect had been destroyed, and it was destroyed by the governor so that they will not have where they can exercise their legislative functions.
Only trying to bring
Therefore,
he didn't destroy the place originally. It was affected by arson, and then he was trying to perhaps rebuild as well.
I have the judgment of the Supreme Court here. I brought the judgment, the raw judgment, certified. I read the judgment before I came to this conclusion.
So go ahead.
So I want the House of Assembly members to know that they have simply come back to life. They have been revived. They didn't faint, they died. And so having resurrected, let them come and face the reality of somebody who has come back from life.
All right,
they know that they have to come to the table to bring back governance to Rivers State, because what is happening, it is the citizens of Rivers State that they are the victims.
All right,
and
on Monday
it is boiling up to the politics
yes,
of
Senator, time is not a problem, but on Monday they listed 19 sins. What you are proposing is that they should tell the governor, okay, go and sin no more.
No, I don't. They shouldn't say that. The governor has to come to the table, one, and then explain these things to them. But the first thing the governor should do is to comply with Section 121, subsection 3 of the Constitution by setting up the Funds Disbursement Committee as prescribed by the Constitution, section the Constitution Fee Alteration Act number 6 of 2023, which states in part, please, I'll just take a brief moment to read. It says it was passed on 3rd of March 2023. Section 121 of the Prince Act is altered by substituting a new subsection 3 for a new section as follows. Any amount standing to the credit of a House of Assembly of a state in the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the state shall be paid directly into the account of the Assembly. So the governor should make sure that the budget has passed, the budget passed, when passed, should be, the money standing to their credit should be sent to the House of Account of the House of Assembly, directly, so that they can run their affairs and also build their
assembly complex.
Yes,
they should be
the
the ones
assembly
who build
complex.
it.
Now, it's also said in 3B that all monies due to the House of Assembly of the state and the judiciary of the state for capital and recurrent expenditure shall be paid by the State Accountant General into the House of Assembly of the state and the judiciary of the state account in monthly installments, respectively. It also provides that the state should set up Funds Disbursement Committee. The Funds Disbursement Committee, the Constitution has stated that it should be made up of, it says, For the purpose of subsection 3, there is established for each state of the federation a disbursement committee comprising of the Commissioner for Finance of the state, who shall be the chairman, Accountant General of the state, representative of the state budget office or the ministry, Chief Registrar of the High Court of the state, Chief Registrar of the Revenue Court of the state, Chief Registrar of the Sharia Court of Appeal, the Clerk of the State House of Assembly, Secretary of the State House of Assembly Service Commission, the Secretary of the State Judicial Service Commission, and the official in charge of the finance of the House of Assembly of the state. The governor is to set up this committee so that, and then he has to submit their budget, but the House of Assembly should make itself available to receive the budget. Therefore, when he does this, they will pass the budget. But the governor should not sit on its own and write the budget. He should bring in the House of Assembly members to make their input. The President Tinubu, does not on its own write the budget. Through the Minister of Budget and National Planning, the Budget Office of the Federation, and the Minister of the Finance, and all the ministers working with the House of Assembly, the National Assembly members, the committee members, working with the what they call the front loading, and the leadership of the National Assembly. They determine certain templates, and then the budget is made. He should do this, and then I will urge my brother, the Honorable Minister of the FCT, he should. A child does not grow bigger than the father. In Pandev, I was at the delegation led by Obong Victor Atta and Ambassador Igali of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, and we visited the president. And the president gave us the mandate that go and mediate. And Minister of FCT, you cannot be bigger than Pan-Niger Delta. If you don't respect anybody, please respect Obong Victor Atta, former governor of this state, of Akwa Ibom State, and leader of the Niger Delta. Because all the monies we have today, all the struggle that now places Niger Delta, where we now have funds, were led by Obong Victor Atta and James Ibori, and me, and the rest of the people who worked with Senator Udo Udoma under Obasanjo. So you cannot afford to ignore Obong Victor Atta and Pandev. And I read that they say they want to withdraw. Please don't withdraw. I believe that in good time and soon, Minister Wike will appear, and then this body shall be able to put two of them together, and they'll be able to create a table where all this will be resolved. But for the governor, Fubara, I don't sympathize with you. I don't sympathize with you because of what you've done to the to the National Assembly, and you've done the same thing to the House of Assembly, and you've done the same thing to the judiciary, because the money of the judiciary you have refused to release, just as Wike refused to release the money of the judiciary.
Time is not our friend, Senator. Time is not our friend. I really enjoyed this. You can see that I wasn't asking too many questions, just to make sure you land. And I think we have landed on a very positive note. Hopefully, when we bring you back, you'll be giving us results of a very amicable meeting organized by Pandev, yourself, and other leaders from the Niger Delta over these problems. And a lot of people have said this can only be solved politically and not using all the instrumentality of law and this face of imbroglio that seems not to be yielding any result. That has been Political Updates for today. We'll be back again on Friday for another program. Between now and then, play your politics for the greater good and keep it locked on Nigerian Television Authority, Africa's largest and finest, for news, reviews, previews, and interviews. Bye-bye now.